Hey guys, so just off that forum that we're on here, and it's just talking about these different areas. So I've clicked straight through to this article, and then I'm just writing about it now. It's mainly, I think some of the content on here is taking me to different blogs, which is actually pretty good as well, because that means they're just going to like the latest things that are coming out right now. This is all the latest industry stuff. And I've just clicked on this. Google Penguin is being updated again this morning, and it takes us to a specialist blog, and they're talking about just how the rankings and things change, which for SEO is fine for me, and I've read through it, and I already am aware of all the stuff. So this actually ties in just with blog commenting and stuff. So you always want to leave something that's relevant and valid to what people are talking about. So in here, with Penguin and the new rollout, it means that people's rankings are bouncing up and down, and they're continuing to. So I just want to kind of talk about that, and then talk about our rankings and things. Well, I basically want to add content that's relevant and that people will be interacted in. I don't want to comment that's like, oh yeah, thank you for the information, or anything like this. It's just totally pointless. Whereas this guy here, with all this, see how many comments he's getting back now, because he's linking to other things in there and everything else. It's not the best article to be writing on for me. I probably wouldn't get any clients from this, but it would help me become more of an authority in my industry. So with that in mind, I don't want to be talking about how I do the best cheap marketing for new startups, because that's not relevant to these people here. So I have to think of what my comment can be that would be relevant to make me more of an authority. So literally just chatting about what happens. So the Google bounce, never ending, up and down of the steps. And if you're anything like me, you need to go back in after you've wrote a comment, because your spelling is atrocious. So here I'm just talking about the rankings and things and how they change. I want to add a bit of information, and if I can link to another article to someone else, then that's going to get people checking out my content and what we're talking about a lot more. So it's going to take me 2 or 3 minutes to go find something that is relevant, and then I'll come back, and then I'll show you with another comment as well on another blog post. I'm just going to pause the video, and I'll be back in a second. So another thing about interacting with blogs is, we mentioned in the sheet, but don't just target blogs in your industry. It's good to have ones in your industry, because then you can interact, you can stay up to date on the latest news, and you can also seem as an authority in there, and you might pick up a few clients and customers from there as well, especially big ones who know what they're looking for. But really what you want to look for is potential areas and blogs that your customer might be in. So for marketers, we don't want to just look for marketing blogs, but we want to look for people who are perhaps looking for business advice and stuff like that. So something like this is perfect for this. We're looking for websites that entrepreneurs want to use. So always do that, and just make a note of it, and we recommend that you have a separate list on there of customer focused blogs to target. And then in just 2 secs, we're going to show you how to set all this up on Blog Lovin as well, so that you can have it all in one place. Hi guys, so we've just gone to Blog Lovin now. So we were saying before, we can use this to find different blogs that we basically we could find blogs on here, but we can also add all the blogs that we follow into one space, and then we can just comment on all these different blogs at the same time. So now we've just been adding some local blogs on there, which would be really good for us. So not just local blogs, but blogs that will be really good targets for our audience. So we're not just blogging to other marketers, we're blogging, we're commenting and messaging people who may be a potential customer. So allbusiness.com was one of them. Let's just see if that's on there. And there you go. So I can follow that straight away. And now I know that any comments that I do on there are going to be great for customers. Let's have a look at the next one. Entrepreneur.com. And just be searching for relevant blogs that you think would be working for your ideal clients, like people that you actually would want to speak to, people where your potential, the whole idea is that you are where your potential clients could be, not just speaking to same people in your industry, which is where a lot of people kind of mess up. They deal with one industry, so they always want to be in the same industry talking to other people about the same thing. For instance, if you're in the surf industry, yes, it's good to be on surfing blogs, but it would also be pretty good to be on people who are traveling to surf resorts, people who want to learn to surf. You could be on life hacking blogs, teaching you how to do these kind of things. And the best thing about it is if you can find those as well, a lot of those blogs will actually let you write articles for them. So then you could write a blog all about learning to surf, which then links to your site which sells surfboards. So we're going to talk about the next stage, so how to find and use video channels. So I'm just going to pause the video and get that set up for you. So once again, just checking about blogs and articles. Same in here as we've said before, just have to search through for them. When it comes to interacting, just make sure that you are reading the posts and adding value and stuff like that when you come into it. And if you do find that people are asking the same questions all the time, make sure that you do link out to content that is valuable, and people will appreciate that, and you'll probably find that the original blogger will appreciate your content as well, and then you might even be able to guest post on their site. One thing we do mention is if you're going to do a comment on a site, make sure that when you're on there you subscribe to email notifications and things like that, so you know that when someone writes back, just writing a comment on there is great, but if you can then start interacting with people over and over and over in that article, you're going to start building up followers who are going to come to your page, they're going to listen to what you're saying, and it happens a lot quicker than you think. So you always get leave a reply. I mean, you can always just, there's normally an option for you to get an email back if someone does write about it. So as we said before, let's go into video channels and how to use them. So we're just going to be looking for people, as you did before. You should have already found a load just by searching for the keywords of your industry. So for me, if I'm going to go to youtube.com, I'm just going to search for let's have a look for content marketing. And we're going to probably find a lot of videos on there. So this one here, the Content Marketing Institute, it's actually a blog that we follow. So if we're going to interact with their channel as well, they've got over 2,000 followers, so that'll work great for us. These guys are pretty good as well. And what we want to do is, you want to spend a day just going through each of their videos, watching them, adding content where you can, linking to your videos if it's relevant, simple things like that, the same as you would do for blog posts and for other videos. And what will happen is that the people who are commenting on this, same as on a normal blog post, will then come along and go to your content. Once people are on YouTube, they find it very difficult to leave. So if you've got content that they're going to be interested in again, they're just going to click through and just watch your stuff. Also, look for channels on there which your ideal customers will be on. So you're not just talking to people in your industry, you're going to actually be looking for channels as well that your customers will be on. So this looks like a pretty good one. It's talking to entrepreneurs and things like that. So we know that people are going to be on there that'll be relevant to us. Same as these. This looks pretty good. So even this has had over 1 million views. So we know that any kind of comment on there. And I'm just going to show you how to do a comment as well. So I've actually seen this video before. I just hadn't bothered to comment on it.
With the Dyson Digital Motor V6. 2-tier.
What you would want to do is actually watch the video all the way through and just chat about some of the things they talk about.
I think the most important thing about running a company is to remember all the time what a company is.
So you're going to watch the videos as long as they're relevant. It should be interesting as well. It's the only time that you're going to get paid to watch videos on YouTube, so enjoy it while you can, and it's just going to benefit to you. So watch the videos, leave comments, add links where you can, and we can also try as well and go to their channel and perhaps follow their fans. So what would be great here is if I leave a comment on this. So I'm a big fan, so I'm just going to post that on there. So anyone who's watching this, we might get their traffic coming through to us as well. So that's a link directly to our channel. But what I want to do here is I'm going to go to this big thing. And then I'm going to look at their fans. Where are we? Two seconds while I find this. So yeah, we were on their channel on YouTube. And if you look up in the top here, you can find their Google+, their Facebook, and pages like that. And we can just go and click through and go straight into like the Twitter poaching method that we talked about before. You can see in the other video. But basically, the fans of these guys are possibly going to be potential clients to us. So we're going to go to their followers. We're going to follow these guys, but then we're also going to go to their followers and just start following them in the hope that they will follow us in return. And always just only follow the people that have got an actual image and stuff on there. Don't follow accounts that don't even show their photos. Simply because they're probably not going to be that interactive with their profile. They probably check Twitter every couple of weeks, or they get an email notification and they never kind of really follow through on them. What we want to do is we want to get people who are interested in the same thing who would then be interested in us. And this works incredibly well. We did this, we started yesterday with just 18 fans to a new page, and now we've got, I think, 105. So literally just going through and just adding people daily like this, you will increase your following a huge amount. And you can't be picky because you don't know who could be a potential customer or friends of them or friends of their family or anything like this. And then just add on. So we've gone through and we've been commenting the things on video channels, and like I said before, just leave a little comment on there. How to use question and answer sites. So I'm just going to load up a couple of those and we'll just go into a bit more detail. So question and answer sites. Always make sure that you build a profile on there. And we're just going to be searching for keywords and things in your industry that you can answer. Make sure to fill out your profile. And this is the biggest thing. And you can see we just set up ours on here. So add a biography, write a description about yourself. Add where you went to school, the work that you do, all these kind of things, the interests that you have. And then start looking for open questions. And because I've liked certain things, those will come up. So the BBC News and BuzzFeed and National Football League. But if I change all those settings there, just to the topics that I'm interested in, so I'm just interested in marketing and small business advice and things like that. I will get all these come up straight away, so I won't even have to search for them to an extent. And then you just want to answer that on there, and it'll just do a link back to your website or to your profile, and eventually you might be able to link straight to to content that you've got on your website. Normally, though, what happens is you'll just have a comment in here, and somewhere through there will be a link to your main site. Real simple to do. The idea is that we're just going to researching content that people might ask over and over and over, and then we can write amazing content around the same thing on our site, because people are still going to be looking for it elsewhere. The reason they came here is because they couldn't find it anywhere else. So they just had to ask a question, and hopefully someone will get back to them. So if it's relevant to your industry and people are asking it all the time, you know that it is going to be information that people will be searching for. So that's long tail content that people will be coming to your website for, see you as an authority because you've already answered the question before they were even looking for it, and then they'll stay to your site or they'll join your email list, and they keep coming back and back and back. So you're building more content, higher rankings, and more people to your site. So finally, how to use podcasts. Podcasts are very similar as well to video channels. So you're just going to, before you search for your keyword plus a podcast, a lot of them are going to have their own websites. So if I just simply search for marketing podcast, I'm going to find a heap of them on here. This is actually a site that we already follow, but having it on their blog page as well would be great, because it's very rare that the podcasts get a heap of comments. So you can see here that this new podcast on this very highly ranked PR4 page has not got a single comment. So you will be the only person talking with this this high authority marketer, so you'll be able to build relationships and conversations straight away. And just follow those on there. If you do find one that's got a lot of comments on there, usually it's people talking about certain things, or they're talking about questions that they need answering that the author hasn't got around to answering yet, and you might be able to help out. Once again, we're going to try and build links and build authority to you, and just try and get more people coming back to your website. And then you never know, before long you could actually be a guest author, or you could be on the podcast or something like that. So it's real easy. You just go through, listen to the show. If it's relevant in your industry, if it's relevant to what your clients are looking for, even better, and then just leave a comment on there. See, here you go, become a duct tape marketing authorized consultant. So you can actually get on there and leave the information. And it's too easy. Just write a comment on there, listen to the show, or a lot of the shows will actually have a text version of the show underneath, so you can listen to most of the information or read most of the information in advance without actually listening to the show. Save yourself some time and just put it on there. You can also look at possibly advertising with these shows and sponsoring an episode or two. It'll cost you a couple of $100, but you'll get a link directly in the show notes and also in the podcast itself. So all these people who are listening to this, thousands of people, will then go to your website. Okay, and then in the next video we're going to talk about, once we've got all these ideas for all this different content, how to make that content kick ass so that it's going to work a lot better every time that you do it. And then this third video will be how to promote that content so that you can get it to as many people as possible.